Alright, y'all, I just got the sweetest message from someone on my Instagram who came across my YouTube channel because I had made like a day of my life as an RBT. I might try to make more vlogs about that because I've talked about my job a little bit in like previous videos, but it's been a while since I've really shared my experiences because I've been doing this for over a year now. Because I started in January of last year, at my old center, and then I left that center in June. So I've been at my current center for over 6 months. I got a 6 month little anniversary pack, but with my job, I definitely feel like it comes with a lot of challenges, but it's also very rewarding. For me, it's not really an issue because I love working with kids. I love working with children. Like, I just find so much joy being around like children because they're literally they're babies. They're like, most of the kids at my center are under 6 years old. So it really is like it's like preschool age children is mostly what I'm working with. It's very challenging some days, but so rewarding. Like, you have good days, you have bad days. You also really do have to have a lot of patience because these kids are not going to always listen to you or do what you want to do. But I guess I should make more videos talking about it and sharing my experience for anyone who's interested in becoming a registered behavior technician, and working with kids with autism, because I feel like it's been a job. It's been my most rewarding job in a way. I don't even know if I would say rewarding, just like it's a job that one of the jobs I've enjoyed the most out of all of the jobs I've had in my life. I've worked, in customer service. I've worked at Sephora, retail. I've worked in the food industry. I've worked a lot of jobs, but I would rather deal with kids than deal with rude, condescending adults at times. I've never worked I've worked kind of office jobs. I worked in a warehouse. At this point, I've done almost everything. I was considering becoming a teacher, which we might still do that, but I don't know. And then I'm still kind of on the back burner about being a flight attendant, but I know I would need to lose weight first before I could do that, based off of my past experience with interviewing to be a flight attendant. So yeah, currently I do enjoy my role as a RBT. Every kid is different, and truthfully, it's really kind of hard to say how every person is going to be as an RBT, but something about me that I feel like, or something that I think is really important, is you have to be patient, and you also have to recognize, like, kids on the spectrum are still kids. They're literally just kids. They don't always understand, like, everything you're asking them to do, and it's just like they're children at the end of the day that just want to enjoy their day, play, have fun, and be silly. And, like, sometimes people say I'm too nice on my job, which I don't like that idea, because it's like, there's no such thing as being too nice to a child. They're children. But you definitely have to have a lot of patience because you're going to be dealing with different behaviors. It's definitely different from working with neurotypical children, because I work with both in a sense. I volunteer in the nursery at my friend's church, and with 2 and 3 year olds, and I work all day during the week with kids on the spectrum. So having the experience working with both neurotypical and neurodivergent children, it is night and day difference a lot of the time. It is much harder to to get a neurodivergent child to listen and sit still, or just have any sort of, if like working in a preschool, if you work like in a preschool and you have like a big group of children in the room, and there's maybe a mixture of neurotypical, neurodivergent children, y'all, require just a lot more attention. Typically they're gonna require just that you just aren't gonna be able to do the exact same things. But I'm used to it now, so it doesn't really bother me in any sense. But as someone who doesn't have experience working with it, which you're not going to get experience unless are volunteering, or get a job as a registered behavior technician. But I feel like for me, the most rewarding part is just I love working with kids, and I've always enjoyed working with kids. And I personally, even at a young age, was always loved like volunteering with kids with special needs. So I mean, all special needs programs are different, and not every person who is special needs is necessarily autism. It could be other things like Down syndrome, whatever. But I feel like with kids on the spectrum, it's such a sorry, y'all, my phone case is hard to prop. It's such a wide range of personalities. Like, every kid is still different. There's like similarities. You'll have kids who stem in similar ways, or they're both nonverbal, but you have verbal kids on the spectrum. So it's just like, it's such a mixture of different personalities, and different behaviors you're going to be work with. But at my current center, I work with one of the more challenging, well, they were considered more challenging, but personally, I think they just didn't have enough consistency, so they never could grow in like their and like learning new skills. Basically, their skill acquisition programs, they were hard to work with because they weren't used to working with the same person, and they weren't getting the same level of care from each person. So I feel like I've only worked at 2 different clinics. I'm considering, going somewhere else. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I don't know. I really enjoy the job, just because I enjoy working with kids. So I think that's really important. And you also do have to have a heart to work with kids with special needs, because like not everyone, like, you can love working with kids, but you might not know how to work with the kid that is nonverbal, doesn't have the ability to communicate the same way. It's like you just have to be a certain type of person. You really should have a heart for it. And a lot of people that go into this field typically have family members who are on the spectrum, or just like some sort of personal, they were already inclined to working around those with special needs. But I do think like the field is definitely growing. Like I'm seeing more people who work in that field now than I did before. I actually found out about it by chance, because if I had known about this probably when I had graduated college initially, I would have probably done that out of college instead of the jobs, all the other jobs that I did. But I think every experience I've had up to this point was necessary for me to get to where I am now, which is like there's always room for improvement, but we're doing pretty good. So I'm not upset about anything. Now, I do think it's different depending on where you live, so I can't really speak on, like, every clinic is going to be different. It's going to have different rules, different expectations, different protocols they follow. So that's another part of being an RBT. You kind of do have to find a clinic that is a good fit for you. And currently, I like the clinic I'm at, but it's going through a lot of changes that are kind of making me consider other options. So but it is a rewarding job. It is can be a challenging job. You know, not every day is easy. Some days you will be drained. You will be drained. There are some days where I'm dealing with a client that is just having a bad day. Is it's just like it can be tough. You have to have a strong it's really just you have to have a lot of patience. Patience is really important for this job. If you're someone who's short-tempered, you're going to get irritated really quickly, this probably is not the job for you, because these kids will test your patience on a daily basis at times. You have to just be able to work with that. Work with each child at the level that they're at. You can't get mad easily or frustrated easily. But I honestly think I got a lot of patience from being my grandma's full-time caregiver for a minute. So that helped me. Anyways, if y'all have, she messaged me and I realized like, oh, I could probably should share more about my experience with this job for anyone who is interested in it. I feel like it doesn't require, my job doesn't require a college degree. It is helpful though, because the training, there's going to be a lot of language that is, you know, better understood if you also happen to have a degree. But it'll help you just have a better understanding of it. And then like in the ABA world, there's a lot of terms you're gonna have to use and learn and understand. So I'm just so used to it, like understanding what a mand is, understanding what prompts are, understanding the different level prompts, what's low to least to most prompting versus most to least prompting. Understanding fixed rate, variable intervals for reinforcement. Most ABA clinics, you know, we have to know what like reinforcement is, but you go over it in your training, but you learn most of it by just doing. So yeah, if anyone does have questions about becoming an RBT or is interested in it, just comment down below your questions and I can make some further videos on it. You know, I did kind of find myself in this field on accident because I never knew about it until like last year. But now that I'm in the field, it is very it's very easy to get jobs also in this field. People are always hiring because unfortunately the job can be challenging and not everyone is suited for it. So it can have high turnover at times because, you know, there's some clients you work with that have a lot more challenging behaviors and not everyone has the patience to deal with those types of behaviors. So It's not for everyone, that's for sure. I've learned that from both of the places that I worked. Everyone does not have the patience or the right mindset to work in it. But if you are someone who has the patience, can overlook it, cannot let a bad day upset you, or having a challenging day upset you, and go back to work the next day with a good attitude. And you have to also believe that what you're doing is important for helping the child learn and grow overall as well. So yeah, even with just like the short time I've worked with some of my clients, I've seen so many improvements, which is awesome to see. So that makes me feel really good as well. But yeah, I've been enjoying being an RBT. So I don't know, but that's just me. Like I said, I've always loved working with kids. Not a lot of people would want to be in this field just because it's a lot of kids. But yeah, you have to definitely have the heart for it, the mindset for it, and everything else. All right, that's all, guys.